Hey guys, so today I thought I'd talk a bit about my psychic experiences growing up and where they are at now, and the psychic abilities that I had growing up and still do have to this day, because I thought it'd just be an interesting vlog-like topic, because this is something that has literally been a thing since the day I was born. One of the weird things for sure that I will say right now, because it's a bit more random, is I remember my birth. I remember being inside my mom's stomach. I remember, you don't have to see, use your eyes to actually see. You do not need your actual eyes to notice things, to feel things. I guess it's not that random, because this was actually a bigger thing even when I was born, is that I would always challenge myself to see with my eyes closed, and I was quite good at that. Not too terrible at it now, but not that great, not as good as I was as a kid, but that's how I remember literally, and I have visions to this day of flashbacks of being in my mom's stomach. And it's weird, and people don't believe it's possible, but again, you don't need your eyes to see, because they use that as the excuse. They're like, well, your eyes aren't even open, and I know that, and there's probably no way that that's even possible, but intuitively, I could see by sensing my surroundings and then creating the vision in my head, allowing me to see with my eyes closed. So that's something weird that I definitely was born with and born into. I don't experience it much anymore, but that is still one of the things. And another thing is that I was unintentionally seeing the future and unintentionally listening to my intuition. I didn't even know what intuition was as a kid. Of course, I don't think many kids do. They just kind of act intuitively, and then shockingly enough, in the future learn that it was actually a good thing, and it was actually psychic related. And for me, I predicted the future without even knowing. And because of course I was a kid, and it really benefited me to this day, but I had no idea I was actually seeing the future. The first vision I ever saw that I can recall is my first day of school, or let's go with my first year of school even. I don't remember what day it was on exactly, shockingly, because my memory is usually that good with the past. But I recall actually noticing that if I didn't end up homeschooled, things would get bad for me as I proceeded with my years of school. And I was right about that. I was dead on correct. And I can't even know if this is the second one for sure, but these are the ones that are most commonly thought of in my head. But the second one, again, I was really big on the homeschooling, and I knew that, again, it got really, really bad in grade 4, and that's when I really, really started to beg for homeschooling, because I knew that I could just see darker and darker and darker into the future for myself if I didn't do these things that I know that I needed to do for some odd reason, because again, I was seeing the future and I didn't even know. I could see both outcomes, and I knew that one of them was wrong, one of them was bad, and one of them was good. And because people never let me follow my intuition until I started fighting for myself, but I was too young to fight for myself then, and to even think that intuitively I was correct. So by not being allowed to listen to my intuition, I got screwed over a lot. So I did experience the darkest of the visions that I was seeing. And to this day, I'm still seeing a lot of visions. But most of them are about myself. I have seen them for other people, and again, has not been wrong, but it's not it's more for me than it is for other people. And I don't know why that is, but I'm learning more and more about these things every single day, and noticing how psychic and intuitive and in tune I was as a kid is just weird. And if you've ever heard of the Kundalini, I think it's called, awakening. I was already experiencing a lot of those things as a kid, and I, again, didn't know what it meant. I would see shapes and colors and feel vibrations throughout my body that I didn't understand, but I thought felt really cool and nice, because they do. They feel very relaxing, and it makes you feel really balanced and positive, so it wasn't anything to complain about, but it was still weird. And also, another thing as a kid that I also experienced was not seeing spirits or anything, like from different dimensions or anything, but actually feeling them. I would feel them, and I still do, very, very strongly. And sometimes it can actually be really, really hard to make videos because of that, because I will just feel so watched all the time, and just all these beings around me from whatever dimensions. And it's just, it gets really, really complicated and frustrating and really challenging for me. And so that's also one of the things that I experienced as a kid. Another thing that I experienced as a kid is seeing people with 3 eyes instead of 2. I would always just see automatically people with their 3rd eye opened. And again, didn't even know what the 3rd eye was until a few years ago. And now I look back at it, and I was actually seeing people with their 3rd eye opened as a kid, and I didn't know that. So that's another weird psychic-like thing that I have been able to do and experienced as a kid, and not so much anymore, but it still happens. Even sometimes I would look in the mirror, and I would just see my 3rd eye being open, so I'd see myself with 3 eyes instead of 2. So that's another weird psychic-related experience. And I think that might actually be it, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Reading other people's energy, I've been really, really good at that. There is something in my eye. Thank you for getting out of my eye. So I would always feel vibrations from other people too, and I would just automatically know that they are bad news or good news. And it would get me into a lot of conflict with people at school. I mean, I never really did get involved in conflict, but people would bring it to me, and I just wouldn't really respond to it. They would just stop talking to me and be over dramatic about it. And like, how dare you think that of somebody? But then they ended up coming back to me later on because I was right, and they didn't know why, and I didn't know why, but I was right the whole time. And this happened quite a few times. So these are just a few of my psychic experiences. I don't even think I got all of them, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. And if you didn't know, there is a hair in my mouth. If you didn't know, this is my 2nd channel, and I will link my main channel in the description below this video if you want to check that one out. That's my channel where I give spiritual guidance and just in general wisdom based off of my own experience and years of research, because I'm very obsessed with learning. So I have a lot that I like to talk about. But I had to make a separate channel because in places it was just getting too random with haul videos and then vlogs and all that stuff. So I decided to make a 2nd channel to keep it more organized because it was really starting to bother me. So that's what's happening with that. So if you want to check that out, I will link in the description below this video. And yeah.